Hello and good morning, afternoon, and for those unfortunate enough, evening. This is SpeedGaming 3 with Link to the Past Randomizer League. My name is Mr. Scrub Ninja Tuna, and I am here with the wonderful worldwide Wimpy. How are you doing today?
I am doing excellent as I prepare for what is week 5 of this randomizer league with cross keys.
Oh yes, I am thoroughly excited for this. This is one of my favorite modes. This is one of the only things that I enjoy running just outside of standard racing. So, for all those that do not know, this is a wonderful mode where not only do we have Instant Shuffle turned on, but we also have Key Sanity turned on. And the reason why it's called Cross is because every connector that you have isn't just set to only give you, entrance or exit to the same world you're in. So, if you go into Light World, say you go into the Elder's house, chances are good you're going to pop out somewhere in the Dark World.
Yeah, and with the key sanity added on top of that, you're going to be looking for dungeon clears or lots of dips and just a fun, terribly awesome experience for the next, maybe 3.5 hours, as both of our runners are finding out a rupee from their respective Link's houses. Both of them are going to be doing the hula hand glitch to get themselves some early rupees in this seed.
Very wise idea. Looks like what they're actually doing right now is going to go ahead and check out the Witch's Hut. This is a very common tactic when it comes to cross keys, just because this is one of the really far out of the way entrances, and it's better to go ahead and get this just knocked off the list right off the bat.
As we find the Dark World Brewery inside of the Witch's Hut, having a red boomerang for our runners, which means they're going to have a little bit of fun stunning things as they cross through Dark World.
That will definitely help them get any type of stun prize out of the way.
As we see Ben entering into, is it just air? That extra I always throws me off.
I always like to just call him
As we see setting up for that hula hand, as we got a peek inside what was inside the thief's hideout from Lost Woods over here near the Witch's Hut.
Yep, nothing but the heart piece, but, every little bit counts in the beginning. Looks like we are getting the Houlihan over on the right side, though. That is going to go ahead and give us some money, so that way we can go purchase some bombs once we find a shop.
Ben's going to be doing the same as well, as we see Eriror going toward Lake Hylia. 2 doors here. You can swing up and do Eastern. You can go ahead and see what's on Lake Hylia Island.
And word to the wise, for those that have not seen a Cross Keys match before, make sure you're comfortable, because this will last for quite some time.
And here's our first dark room. It's over near the Hyrule Lake Cave to the north here. As Ben sees that the uncle is, in fact, Lumberjack.
Ooh, and we've got ourselves the left side entrance to Turtle Rock. Alright, taking quit over on Ben's side. Probably going to be following Eriror afterwards. Just going to go ahead and check out everything you can over on the right side of Hyrule. Kind of a good thing to get this out of the way as soon as you can, just to see what kind of connectors. And speaking of a connector, that is one side of Bumper Ledge. Now, unfortunately, that's the less popular side for Cross Keys goers. You may think, but they're the exact same, because you just need a cape to get through. Well, that's the fun part. If you actually end up finding the other side and you've got the hook shot, you can get through without the cape.
As we see Ben farming up some bombs here, using this little arrow of bushes to find possibly 2 bombs spawning inside of it.
It looks like Eriror was finding the next connector. This is an East Death Mountain connector that no one will ever see outside of this mode. I have dubbed it the Poop Cave because it's good for nothing except for that one particular scenario. Ooh, and Ben has found Super Bunny Cave. Oh, that is an excellent find. Oh, and that was a sword sanctuary. Hot dog. And now we're about to see where this is actually going to put us out here. Ah, Lumberjack. Okay, that's actually not too bad in a sense. When you end up finding Lumberjack, it's kind of a mixed blessing on what you actually get there. Because, A, you have to defeat Aga 1 to actually unlock it. And if it's something easy like Uncle, then it's perfect.
As we find Eastern Palace here in the log in the Lost Woods. Be interesting to see if either runner decides to use that red boomerang to their advantage, and if they find Bo or something in here, take out that Armos.
That would be pretty good. Oh, and there is our first exit. We've got Super Bunny Cave leading over to Eastern Dark World. So, because you don't have the Moon Pearl at this point, you won't be able to go ahead and do much except for check for entrances. Sadly, he's only going to be able to check 2 more entrances here, as well as what's on the pyramid, since you kind of need to be outside of bunny form to give Kiki money. And it does look like Ben is going to head over and check the next area here, which is basically Dark Saha's house.
Just gotta dodge that Murderodactyl here. Ooh, and he takes a hug from it. Those things are not nice in Green Mail.
Oh no, this is one of the tougher parts of Cross Keys. If you end up finding a connector that logically wants to push you towards the Dark World to get your next bit of progression...
Oh, and hey, there's a bow over in Eastern Palace. It's almost like I'm psychic or something.
Excellent, excellent.
So
Also,
we're more than likely going to get a full clear from Eriror here. Makes perfect sense. You've got a sword sparkles to see through your dark rooms. You're going to be able to sling some arrows. As we find another dark room inside the Lumberjack hut. And it is the Old Man Cave, I think.
Yep, that's the Old Man Cave. We didn't have his audio on to hear the fall noise, but that pattern, he's definitely going to deliver his old man.
Yeah, with this key sanity, we're unable to go into the back of Eastern unless we find the big key here, which we don't. But that bow is going to be nice and handy to have to kill enemies.
Oh, that is for sure. And we got a very convenient path here from the Old Man exit. Puts us in its vanilla location.
Just finding 100 rupees in the vanilla mushroom spot. We're going to see what's inside of Lost Woods Thieves' Hideout. Let's see if it's Ganon. It's Uncle.
Ooh, very nice find. Speaking of, Ben has found the wonderful Hookshot Cave, another great connector.
Yeah, you really want to find those connectors early and see what they are. It's nice to have items early as well, but if you're able to say, oh, I can move this way and move this way. Alright, so that puts him right out at the long house in the south of Light World of Kakariko.
Not a bad find.
It's going to be nice, easy mountain access once you do want to go back up there.
Oh, yeah. And information is key when it comes to cross keys. You want to make sure you get every bit of entrance you can done.
And here's an important dungeon, Desert Palace. This has 2 other exits that our runners are going to have to check out to see, as this acts as a very large connector. As Ben finds the big key for Thieves Town inside of the Village Inn.
Oof, an Eriror found a big key on the torch, so if that is something that's necessary, then yeah, we're gonna need those boots. And it looks like we have Master Sword over on the Bottle Merchant.
Yeah, he had something sharp for us as we find a vanilla Kakariko well. So, this leads to only a couple more options as to where Ganon could be. We have not seen where Hyrule Castle well leads, and we have not seen where the Batter Cave is led.
Yep, so we've got 3 more spots to go. Basically, Ganon, the Great Fairy, and Magic Bat.
As we find a lumberjack right next door to Blind's hut. Interesting. They might be renovating their own home and decided to temporarily move next door. Who knows?
How convenient.
See, that's the fun part of cross keys, is coming up as to reasons why everything is shuffled.
That is the most entertaining part when you're watching. Oh, and that was actually the Tower of Hera big key. I had missed that. Alright, so we've got 2 dungeons out of the way with big keys. That's pretty good.
As Ben finds that Desert Palace connector.
Yep, and he's deciding to go back in. Smart idea. Ooh, and that was the other side of our wonderful bumper cave. So we don't have to worry about getting a hookshot or a cape pretty soon. This is just going to be convenient, so that way if we need quick travel over to the eastern area to get another connector, or just need quick access to Kakariko when we're in that area, we can do it.
And what's nice for Ben doing Desert Palace here is that he already has the small key, so he can go ahead and do the right-hand side of this and check that right-hand connector.
Looks like he's going to be checking out the front entrance first, just to make sure that he's got that information. Smart move.
As we find Graveyard Ledge here inside of Kakariko Village.
Oh, and they've got our silvers.
That is nice early silvers for our runners.
Heck yeah, that's going to make killing things a breeze.
Oh, and there's our Aga 1 inside of the sick kid's hut. Perhaps it was all that evil magic making him sick.
He was corrupted. Wahaha!
Ooh, and our Moon Pearl in our first check here in Aga 1.
Ooh, that's going to make traversing those connectors a whole lot simpler.
Ben remembering there is a log to check out to the north.
Which is good, because it may be a required dungeon. Ooh, and look at that, we get ourselves knowledge of swamp.
As Ben enters Eastern Palace.
He'll be finding his bow shortly. Let's check out and see what the smiths had moved from. Ooh, This is the maze game connector. Nice.
I see they're upgrading from 1 house to 2. Well, this puts us at the very top of Spectacle Rock.
And we find a convenient refill house. Not bad. Man, that is a lot of connectors so far. We've got the old man spot on the one end, we've got Hookshot Cave on the other, we've got the maze game connector. West Dark Death Mountain is just woof. And it looked like that one was actually Cave 45.
So we find our big red bomb vendor over here on the left-hand side of Death Mountain. Eriror is going to discover, oh, this is Old Man. Perfect. Ben picks up his bow.
Finding that bomb shop there does tell us that if we're wanting to go ahead and figure out what the pyramid crack is, we are gonna need that flute.
Or you're taking a long, long, long walk, possibly. So I do believe you can take the big red bomb inside, right?
Nah, it kind of gives you the same message when you try to go inside certain places with the chest.
Okay.
Like, nah, I don't wanna.
Again, I've done 3 of these, so I haven't had to experience that.
It's very rare when you get in a scenario where you can't just mirror over or just walk, so yeah, this is one of those situations where you're gonna need that flute.
And from my experience, a lot of the times with cross keys, you have to do AGA 1 anyway, so you might just have to save and quit, and then you're right there at the portal, so.
Well, that's the fun thing about the big bomb, too. It does not stay behind like the chest does if you do a save and quit. You have to have the flute or the mirror to go ahead and traverse to get your bomb to its destination.
That stingy bomb.
It's very picky.
And yet you have it on a remote control. You choose when it explodes.
It's selectively picky.
Ooh, a mini Moldorm cave here in the Dark Hand west side of Death Mountain.
Spy Cave finally paying off and actually giving us something good.
Fortunately, absolutely nothing inside of it for us today, though a heart container is helpful.
Moving over to the other West Dark World area here, or West Death Mountain, I should say. One of the other 2 connectors we have access to right now. And, ooh, this is Bonk Rocks, giving us a small key to Turtle Rock. Not needed right now, but that will be helpful later. Alright, we've got a good majority of what we have accessible checked out already. It looks like the only things that we really have left are Sanctuary, so we can figure out if that's going to be Ganon, Magic Bat, or the Fairy. We did not check to see what was below the Smith's place, since this one up here is a connector. And then we've got all of South Shore available, so we've still got a little bit more checking to do. And that was exciting. Okay, so we've got ourselves access over to East Death Mountain. That is a really nice connector to have because that is one of the very tough ones to find if you don't have the mirror handy. Well, to be honest, it's nigh impossible to find without a connector, but...
as we enter Old Ben's cave over here with Eriror.
And we are going to go ahead and get our cross keys section out of the way. Oh, that was a weird Freudian slip. Our South Shore out of the way. And just another wonderful, useless cave. Yay!
Going to get a peek into what is in the dam here.
The nice thing, since this is still Randomizer, or not Randomizer, entrance shuffle, you don't have to worry about the water underneath the dam coming back. Once you drain it, it's done. And it looked like that was actually our first key to Castle Tower, so, ooh, this is gonna be interesting.
Yep. From, as I said, my experience in dealing with cross keys, they're probably going to have to do Aga.
Area finding another dark room. I believe that one was actually the backside of the old man cave, so, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that dark room not too hard to get through if you kind of know your way up and around it, but not really worth it at this time. You've got plenty of other checks you can make up here in Lightworld, like a Paradox Cave.
Excellent find. It looks like Ben had found that it was just the Great Fairy that's over in Sanctuary, so we don't have to worry about that. But that does mean Ganon is going to be in one of two places. He's either going to be in the Magic Bat, or he's going to be Vanilla. And I think that's what Ben is checking right now. He wants to make sure Ganon is not going to be in its vanilla location. Or I could be wrong.
As we really don't find much here in Paradox Cave outside of a fire shield. Ben's going to be finding his Moon Pearl momentarily here in Aga 1.
And this is the fun part of Paradox Cave. If the items don't check out, then you've got two really good connectors. Oh man, I was not kidding. Looks like we got early boots.
Oh, and Pterodactyl takes down Eriror here. That one is not fun to try and compete with. As soon as you touch that ledge, it comes at you.
And immediately thinking of the Shrek thing. What you doing in my swamp? Of course, he didn't have a high-pitched, cracky voice, but you get the idea. Ooh, we got ourselves the right side of Turtle Rock, taking advantage of those bonk strats to jump on over. Very nice. We're going to go ahead and be able to check two items in here, the Lava Room chest and the Chain Chomp chest.
Ben is going to find his silver bow momentarily.
And Eriror's just gonna have a little dance with the Hoku Poku. And what do we got in the lava chest? Ah, I was hoping it was gonna be vanilla. But nope, that's the big key to Swamp. Getting that convenient magic refill, and he's gonna go have a fun little party with Chain Chomps. Now, he's still on Green Mail, and everyone loves dealing with Chain Chomps. So, if you want to die, be sure to give these Chain Chomps a hug. Just like that.
Finding a piece of heart there in the Chain Chomp room.
Meanwhile, Ben is going to go ahead and check out the right side of Desert. He's got that small key, so he's going to go ahead and check out two more items, and he'll have that right side desert exit. Just some blueberries in the first chest. Let's see if we got anything good in a second. Ooh, bombos. Not progression right now, but this is excellent to find. If we end up finding an early ice palace, that'll go ahead and let him go in to check a few items.
I just want to remind everyone that the ALTTPR Race League does continue today. We have a race starting at 6:10 Eastern between OP Get Good and Farame will give an interview if we win. 7:10, we've got Kind of Random Retired versus It's Mitts. 8:10, Yoshi's on Skis versus Super Salty Dungeoneers, and a second game on the ALTTPR League is that one. And But We're Buddies versus Team We're Bad at Team Names, all on the SpeedGaming Network and the ALTTPR Race League as we find a connector with Skullwoods.
And over on the Eriror side, we've got ourselves the Hype Cave, starting out with the big key to Misery Mire, so already hype. Finding a map, a small heart piece, a large heart, and bombs, so that hype is dead.
And it's great finding all these high-density areas, but just not yielding anything today. So dungeons are the answer to finding progression, possibly.
Yeah, this seed is not being very kind on our runners at the moment. We do have ourselves a very interesting connector, though. We've basically got our Eastern Desert Palace exit leading to the back of Skull Woods. So if you don't find a hammer or glove for a very long time, you've got easy... Oh, never mind.
There's a glove on Ben's side in dipping into Swamp Palace. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's okay. I like being proven wrong. It's fine.
As Ben goes ahead and takes that door for safety's sake, still having green mail and 3 hearts makes perfect sense as he gets a tempered sword. So our runners are stacked with weapons with sharp objects and pointy sticks, so blue cane there, and this is cross key, so this should be a small key inside this chest.
Yep. Oh, it's a small key to this dungeon. Who knew? Yeah, thankfully the devs were kind enough to go ahead and pop that in there, so that way you never got blocked.
But also with having that small key now, if you find the back of Skull Woods and you find, you know, yourself, oh, I can complete this now because I don't need the big key to access the back with Mothula. So...
Ooh, also, by the way, we finally got a check on Erir's side on what was just below the Smith's house, and that was Magic Bat, so we have ourselves a Vanilla Ganon. So GT will be required. Not a very common theme in cross keys, mind you. Now, I believe in this waiting, we do actually have it set that Ganon is always going to be required. Or GT, I should say. Ooh, and that was the Turtle Rock big key. Nice.
Ben making his way toward the desert area, going to be finding that connector that leads him to Boots, I do believe.
And now that we've got the glove, we can go ahead and start checking out a few more of these light world entrances. This should give us a decent reason to go over to the shopping mall just east of Lake Hylia.
As Ben finds his Paradox Cave. Now, chat, you can follow both of these runners. If you hit the !R command, you will find Twitch links for each of their individual pages. You can do the same thing for your commentating team with !C as you should give Dark Diplomat a nice follow. Tracking cross keys is not fun.
Nah, it's a lot of work. So definitely kudos to him. Now this will be an interesting bit for Ben here. He's about to get his boots off of Bumper Ledge. I wonder if he's going to go ahead and pop right back in and check the last entrance, or if he's going to go ahead and dip out like Eriror did and try to... Oh, no, he's going to avoid that all. He's got the book. He's going to check out Desert Entrance. Interesting.
Makes perfect sense. This connector's not too far away, and then you just kind of give yourself that peace of mind of, oh, okay, this is what this is.
Yep, and that as long as it's not a wacky connector that's going to lead him down a rabbit hole, he should be able to go ahead and pop right back over and grab his boots.
Yeah, the only thing you're really worried about is if you're coming out to... I mean, he's got gloves, so he should be able to lift up most rocks.
Oh no, it's Spiral Cave.
Yeah, that's not fun. You'd much rather be doing this with boots, and he just unfortunately passed by the connector that gives him the boots.
And this is a one-way shop, so you fall down and you realize, oh, I'm gonna need to go back to Paradox Cave over there. You're gonna have to walk the entire way.
What would be nice here is a fire rod, if you found a fire rod in here, so I'm thinking it's going to be fire rod. No, it's just 300 rupees.
I mean, you could buy Fire Rod. Oh, wait, that's the other game. Never mind.
Yep, and there's that connector that we can't use. He will have 3 checks to make here, though, in the Mire Shed, the right-hand door, and the cave, so not too bad. To find library, just 20 rupees.
Looks like Eriror actually found, ooh, the cane, and he found it in Blind's hut. This is a very nice find. One of those wonderful places that you will never go to outside of Cross Keys. That little house that's kind of situated in between the Pyramid and Village of Outcasts.
That's actually the vanilla red shield vendor. So if you are playing vanilla style and you don't want to go upgrade your shield at a fairy fountain, I do believe you buy your flame shield there.
Ooh, very true. Oh, and we've got ourselves our first access over to the floating island. This is phenomenal. Not only, of course, so that way you can mirror and get the item there if it's necessary, but, oh boy, this is going to give him really good access to the areas up here.
Just unfortunate he didn't go back to go get boots, so just nice to know, as both of our Mire and Turtle Rock are Ether pendant.
Nice. Ether Medallion entry is fantastic. We're gonna... Oh, we find Misery Mire as well. Hoo hoo hoo. Alright, that is 2 of our big-time dungeons over on East Dark Death Mountain. Oh,
Yeah.
and Spec Rock. That is excellent.
Just some bombs over here in Spectacle Cave, but we do get a connector with this. And we do know once we do find the other Spectacle Rock connector, we don't have to climb it, because it's only 3 bombs. Ooh. This leads us over into the Dark Mall.
Very nice. And the dam! That is an excellent find.
Yeah, this connector chain paying off for Ben here. Having that swamp drained is very nice. Once you do find your flips, hammer, and hookshot, if you need to do Swamp House, which we've already found, you can go do it.
Nice part too is it goes ahead and gives you that one item that's underneath the pool of water outside of the dam itself, which most people tend to forget.
Unfortunately, nothing else really too much with this connector here.
Ooh, that's the upgrade fairy that we find in the archery game. That'll be nice if we need some quick bombs or some arrows.
Let's see where Ben heads over to. It looks like he's going to be checking Moldorm Cave. Maybe Ice Rod Cave as well. No, heading left. Oh, is he going back to Paradox Cave? Nope.
Looks like he's just checking to see what that item was. Meanwhile, Eriror is picking up that small key to pod.
And again, this isn't a bad play. We just know that Ben missed out on the boots with that connector with Paradox Cave. So, the more time Eriror has sprinting around, the more distance he gains and more entries and checks he's able to make.
I find a bit of irony with that statement when he's got boots. Alright, time to check up on another area that we almost never see outside of Cross Keys. Ooh, and it is King's Tomb. Funny enough, one of the other places that requires the boots to get to. And we're rewarded with the half magic, so not a bad find. And now Ben is over in the Light World shopping mall. We're going to go ahead and see what these three are going to give us. Ooh, meanwhile, Eriror finds the back of Skull Woods over in the bomb shop. Now, this is a dungeon that is 100% completable as long as you've got a sword. Wait, was that a vanilla big key? Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, and thank you, Chad, for reminding me. You also need a fire source to get back there, so you kind of can't finish it just yet. It's alright, I'm just so used to Cross Keys players been using their rage to light up anything in their way.
As we get a fake flippers over here from Ben, gonna check to see what's on Hylia Island. What the hobo has, potentially what's in the two caves here, should he find Titan's Mint, and perhaps see what Zora has for him.
And we did find our last connector for Spec Rock over in Hype Cave entrance, so that tells us where everything is for that. Thankfully, Eriror is not going to waste the time on it because there's really nothing of use.
Yeah, he's already discovered all the connectors there. He's... Uh-oh. Oh, okay, I thought Ben softlocked there for a second.
Oof.
Because he just barely was able to cancel out that splash animation. He hit the water just as his screen transitioned.
Kind of sweating a little bit right there. Getting a few more entrance checks over here. Eriror's finding just another Dark World shop. And Ben's finding another Dark World shop. Looks like he's also going to go ahead and pay a visit to our wonderful friend, Zora the Scamfish. Meanwhile, Eriror is setting up the splash deletion. Took a little bit too much time, but is going to keep trying.
As we see a small key here on the Zora ledge. We may or may not need that, but we'll see eventually once we do find the flippers.
Eriror did get that splash deletion off, but was then very promptly met with one of those little explodey boys.
As we see what a friendly fish-faced friend has for us today, it's just a heart container, an actual blessing in this seed.
Yeah, what are those?
Finally up to 5 hearts.
Ooh, nah, Ben, don't try it. You gotta remember, yeah. If you try to jump off that ledge and then do the splash deletion, it won't kill you instantly, but it does get you a soft lock because you were just far enough off the water that you can't move. And it just decides to let you sit there in limbo until you save and restart.
Ben's making his way over to his Eastern Palace area. We know there's really not too much here.
So let's see, out of all the connectors that we've found, the current items we've got, the last thing to do... Let's see... I think it's just about ready, or about time to go ahead and start dungeon diving, because aside from, I believe, 2 locations in the Dark World, we've checked every entrance.
We still have Pod, the chapel near Pod. We have Pyramid. We've got the Dark Hut to check because if you remember when Ben made his way through, he was a bunny sprite and a Murdactyl gave him a hug.
Very true, that's right. We do have access to the east side, so we will be able to go over there now that we've got the Moon Pearl and a little bit more health. Quite interesting to see what the next play is going to be from either one of our racers, though. Because they're pretty much following each other's footsteps, and a little by little. Over in Turtle Rock for Ben, and Eriror is finishing up the Fake Flipper area.
Yeah, the big difference is Eriror was able to go through the Dark Village relatively quickly because of those boots.
So we're still missing a decent amount of stuff here. I mean, we've got some decent start. We've got our Canis Maria, we've got our Tempered Sword, we've got a pair of gloves, got our boots, bow and silvers. We're missing out on a lot of necessities. You know, we don't have a fire source, we don't have a mirror, a flute, a hook shot, flippers, hammer.
That hammer would be real nice right now. Unfortunately, we know it's not on Zora.
Ooh, that's not good. Eriror bonked before getting to the big fish.
Oh, yeah, and you're not going to be able to. He may have been able to, if he could place a bomb, maybe bomb jump that to clip back over?
It would have been risky. But
yeah, 'cause in that state, you just automatically kill yourself.
Yeah, it could have... I'd say it was a blessing in disguise.
Oof.
Ben taking that chain chomp death, though.
We know, though, that chain chop room chest is only a piece of heart, so...
Now, this is going to be an exciting sequence break for Eriror here. He's going to go ahead and be able to check the item here in the Crystal Roller Room. But aside from this, logically, he can't go any further. Ooh, he does hit that hook shot, though. That is excellent. He's also going to be able to check out the 4 items on Laser Bridge, and he's also going to be able to check what the last exit for Turtle Rock is. That'll just leave us the entrance to Turtle Rock, and we'll see what we can do from there. Now, that hookshot does open up a darn good amount of stuff over on the eastern side of Death Mountain. That'll give us 4 more checks, and with a lot of possibly good progression. Meanwhile, we are getting a heart piece and some money off a laser bridge. Up next, a small key to Ganon's Tower, always appreciated. And lastly, small key to Ganon's Tower, also appreciated.
As Ben is following this connector from Eastern Palace, neither of our runners have checked this out, as we see that the Bottom exit to Turtle Rock leads us to the Desert Palace backhand side.
And we find Hotel Mario, so that is a meme that I'm not going to perpetuate.
You just have to close doors, man. That's all you gotta do.
Just close doors.
Just close doors. That's all you gotta do. As Eriror is going to be entering his long sequence of connectors that Ben completed about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, that's right. This one was actually where we got our entrance over to East F Mountain prior. So that's gonna be good.
Eriror does have to be careful here, only having half a heart as we find Saucer's Closet. And we find out that green pendant is inside of Thieves Town, so maybe not necessary to go visit Blind today.
Ooh, the fact that... Ooh, we got Titan's Mitts, Blue Nick, and some bombs. But the fact that we got that big key to Thieves Town so early, I'm thinking maybe that's going to be a good idea to finish it up once we find it.
Now with those Titan's Bits, that's going to make Dark World access super easy for Ben from the Kakariko Village side, so nice little find right now for him.
That is kind of the downside of cross keys, is you tend to forget that once you actually have Titan's Mitts or a hammer and a glove, you can have easier Dark World access, because you just get so used to actually not using them.
Interesting enough, Ben deciding to save and quit and not take the portal to check the Super Bunny Cave, so I think he's done it before once he found that dark side floating island. So,
yeah,
smart play to remember that.
I believe it's when he found Misery Mire and Ice Palace up there. Which, tracking is a big thing when it comes to this. You want to make sure that you've got a good map tracker, otherwise you're just going to be all types of confused. And speaking of, we've got ourselves our right side of Hyrule Castle. Looks like that was in the normal old man cave entrance.
Yep. As long as this isn't Turtle Rock or GT, you're going to be able to go back. Oop, we have our Mimic Cave connector.
Very nice. Another good one to find. Ooh, and since Eriror has the... Oh, this is perfect. He's got the big key to Misery Mire and the Canis Maria, so this is going to be his first dungeon to be able to clear.
So, Ben discovering that the bottom of Paradox Cave is through that connector with the Mimic Cave and Hyrule Castle, as we're going to get our escape sequence 46 minutes in.
Always an exciting thing. Ooh, we found ourselves another fetch quest item. Have we found the potion shop yet? I know we found the bomb shop.
I think Ben saw the potion ladies. I'm pretty sure we saw it.
I'll have to go ahead and check my map again to see if I've just mismarked it.
Again, with how many doors there are, just trying to remember where you've seen things and...
I mean, it's puzzling enough, so yeah. Again, kudos to Dark Diplomat for being able to track with these guys and, you know, not go insane.
And when you're practicing this and you're doing commentating on this and you have your race seed be this and Mystery Week, things kind of jumble together.
Just a little bit.
And your brain becomes mush.
Alright, last one here, and it's just money. And sadly, he decided to kill his fast way out, so... Yeah, unfortunately for Eriror, he won't be able to check left side Misery Mire, so this won't be a full clear, but he will be able to get back and finish off Vidi. And with those silver arrows, that's going to be just a super easy bout.
As he takes that magical powder from the mushroom using that red cane. A nice little exploit that you really only ever see doing with magic batter. But you can use it to use against anti-fairies.
And thankfully, we don't have the mirror at this point, so you don't have to worry about accidentally mirroring yourself out of the dungeon.
Ben's going to check the left side here of Hyrule Castle as Eriror is going through their dark sequence through Misery Mire. Ben's going to see, oh, okay, that's a desert ledge, but the wrong one. So I'm going to go check backside. I'm pretty sure he's going to go check backside. Ben, go
Definitely
check.
a good idea.
No! Sequence break it. We haven't... Have we found... Well, we haven't had access to the backside of Escape just yet, so...
Yeah, and we don't have the castle small key, so can't get all the way through. But, you know, it would be okay. That's right, Ben's just not a fan of fun. He wants to actually win and not just state my evil curiosity.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's easy enough to get over to that chest just to check it. And if it's something big and awesome, you're good. As, are we going to be getting a head check here?
Ooh, I'd like that. Yeah, the downside to that check is that if it's not something good, then you've just wasted 3 minutes of your life, and, you know, that could make or break a seed, so it's kind of a gamble. Meanwhile, blink and you'll miss it, the Vidi fight is already here and gone. And pet hype, ooh, small key to the castle.
That's our... So, yeah, if you wanted to get that Darkroom chest in Castle, you're gonna have to go and do all your pendant dungeons.
This is gonna be interesting, too. Thankfully, we have Lumberjack being the main contender as far as getting to the back of Sanctuary, the back of Escape in this case. So you could go ahead and just beat Aga 1, but we don't know where that second small key to the castle tower is. So if it happens to be locked behind some progression that happens to be in the back of Escape, this very well could be a head seed.
What if Flute or Hammer were back there? Because we know Misery Mire is a pendant. We don't need it for Thieves Town because that's also a pendant. So if our other pendant is in somewhere that doesn't require a hammer, it could be there.
Alright, Eriror's got that wonderful dam taken care of, so he's gonna have no problem getting into Swamp once he finds those flippers. Now let's see, what are we gonna be doing next? We've got all that fun stuff over in the pod area, which all you have to do is take the Super Bunny Cave connector just south of Kakariko and you're good. Let's see, what else? I don't think anyone's checked the Dark Sanctuary or the Dark Fortune Teller yet.
That's correct. We also have a pod area to check as well.
Yeah, and now that we've got the glove, we can also get that item off the catfish. I mean, not exactly a very tempting one to go to, but, you know, that's still an item. Meanwhile, we are getting another fun dig game over on Ben's side, and Eriror is about to find out that the last location for Paradox Cave is not that much of a good one. Ta-da! Yeah, Eriror's more than likely gonna go check out where his other entrances are for... Oh, no, he's gonna go ahead and do the front of escape, too. Okay. Interesting decision, I must say. Ooh, Ben, on the other hand, is going to go ahead and take our little friend Jeremiah on a wonderful adventure. The nifty thing about this one is since anytime you're in entrance shuffle, normally if you try to go inside a building with Jeremiah, the bullfrog here, he will say, "No, I don't want to go there. Take me somewhere fun." And you won't be able to go anywhere except for his house. However, in entrance, since his house isn't exactly the same, that little bit of dialogue is turned off, so you can take him anywhere. Quite literally. If you want to take him down into a dungeon, you can do that. Just be careful, because if you take him into a crystal dungeon and complete it, he won't stick with you. He'll just be like, nah, I don't like crystals. But if you do that with a pendant dungeon, though, he's okay. He likes that kind of jewelry.
So, did you know, Vanilla, you can bring Jeremiah with you to fight Ganon?
I did not! That is awesome. I kind of want to do that now.
I had a request of a fan of the Land of the Blind team say they're willing to do something for me if I end up bringing Jeremiah in with me to fight a pig during a race.
That is awesome. Alright, next daily that I do, I'm totally doing that. Assuming Jeremiah doesn't have a progressive item, of course. Ooh,
Yeah, I found that one out during a 3-3 seed with Open Ganon, so...
Very nice. Eriror is giving us this wonderful Dark Cross check, so we're going to see if there's something decent in this little chest here. We already know that he won't be able to progress any further since that wonderful Hyrule Castle small key is on the pedestal. Ooh, but it's just red rupee. Ugh. Not even worth the trouble.
Ben didn't forget where the Smith house is at. He's just checking these entrances because as soon as he goes to turn in the Smith, he's in Light World.
Exactly.
It makes sense to do your checks now and then bring them over when you decide to go over that way.
Yeah, good to kind of get what you can when you can out of the way. Which is why he's checking out this area first. He's going to be looking over at the Swamp Palace entrance, and then probably just going to do a save and quit shortly after. Now, poor Eriror hasn't found the Titan's Mitts yet, so he can't check out the King's Tomb area. But we are probably going to see a few more dips over into... Well, let's see, what do we got? Yeah, I think he's heading back to the pod area. He's going straight for Super Bunny Cave. Or he's going to ignore completely. Okay. I guess... Oh, that's right! He never checked this one. Alright, so he found Hookshot Cave. Since he's got the Hookshot, he's going to be able to go ahead and get all 4 of these items. Oh, and he pays off. He's got the hammer. Finally. Oh boy. And the flippers. Man, Hookshot Cave is paying off. And a big key to desert. Alright, so that's our second dungeon that we can actually complete in logic here.
No fire.
Oh, that's right. Still no fire. Darn you, fire! But yeah, as long as we find that swamp small key, then we're good on that. But ooh, that is an excellent, excellent find. Here we go. Okay, now Eriror's gonna go ahead and check out the pod area. Meanwhile, Ben turned in the Jeremiah Bullfrog Smith man and was rewarded with a useless small key to Ice Palace. At least that's gonna help a little bit with routing.
Just unfortunately, now it's been, what, a good half hour since Eriror found those boots that Ben has yet to do. It's just pulling away further and further with checks.
Yep. Oh, we finally get our sick kid check. Oh, of course he's in the dark world. Thank you, kiddo. And yeah, those boots are really paying dividends. They are locking a lot of good stuff. So the sooner Ben goes back to Paradox and finds that entrance, he's going to be able to get those boots. So that's what he needs to do.
As he finally enters into Blind's hut here in the Red Shield vendor.
He is going to go ahead and find that Kena Samaria, so that's a good thing. And bomb drops. Convenient bomb drop is convenient.
Just finding the right-hand side of Ice Rod Cave here near the pod Dark Portal entrance.
Now it's time to go pay visit to our wonderful extortionist.
How many bananas can you buy with 110 rupees in Hyrule?
I fear that inflation has just destroyed the economy, so that's only good for 1.5 bananas.
How many DK barrels can you get with that many rupees?
A lot. Like, all of them.
As Ben discovers, oh, boots are up on the bumper ledge. How do I get there?
Ooh, Eriror's found the backside of desert. Thankfully, quickly remembering that he doesn't have a fire source. And Ben is going to take the time to go into Ice Palace. Unfortunately, he won't be able to check the hammer-locked side because, you know, lack of a hammer. But he'll be able to go ahead and pick up 2 of the chests here and possibly get some progression.
He'll be able to do most of everything. He's just going to be missing 1 chest, and the big chest because of a fancy new clip you can do called the Icebreaker.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. So yeah, he's going to be able to get... Well, he's still going to get that, or miss that one that is hard hammer locked.
Yes.
But yeah, he'll be able to get the vanilla big key.
Yeah, that he'll just be missing being able to do cold stare, the big chest, unless he finds the big key here, and then just that 1 hammerlock chest on the other side of the icebreaker clip.
Now, let's see if he sets up for it.
Oh, he is. He's going to.
Oh, yep, there he goes. Looks like Eriror is going to visit the Dark Witch's hut and get surprised to find the good thief. And we're on our way to visit the other fun fish.
Nice first attempt here on the icebreaker's clip from Ben.
I gotta say, I love it when you see such skilled runners do it so perfectly, because it makes me feel so bad about myself not being able to do it.
As Catfish had our single arrow of destiny.
And poor Eriror left it behind. He won't be able to shoot Ganon in the face. I mean, he'll use normal arrows, but they won't hurt as much.
Ben, go up. Go do iced... Oh, okay, he doesn't have a spell key to cross there anyway.
And, okay.
Gotta think about the key logic. You're not gonna be able to get... he's got the bomb boast for this chest.
Yup. Ooh, finally getting ourselves the upgrade fairy check. Oh, and it's Spike Cave, which Eriror can do.
As Ben finds a shovel for digging inside of the Freezor chest. As it looks like Ben's going to take a death warp here. He could go get iced tea with that key to the right-hand side. Basically using it through the same way that you would do the IPBJ, but decides to leave it as is.
Oh, that was where Ice Palace was. Okay, I was silly. I thought that was actually something different. Alright, Eriror is gonna head over and grab, most likely, both Zora and that small key off the ledge. Ah, yes, and we're finally getting our Dark Sanctuary check. Let us see if this is gonna be good. Nope! Oi. Alright, so that is everything that we can do for Ben's side, at the very least. Oof, just a small key to Skullwood, so not gonna give us any progression there. But what Eriror needs to do is he needs to find those Titan's mitts, and Ben needs to get those dang boots, so he can grab himself his hammer, his hook shot, his flippers, all that good stuff. Although, since he's already got the cane and that Turtle Rock... Oh no, he hasn't found the Turtle Rock big key yet, that's right. He needs to find that ASAP.
Yeah, all of that is attached to boots and going through the chain of loops with the boots stuff, so...
That almost rhymed.
I'm a poet and I failed at it.
Alright, gonna see what we've got over in the lunchbox here in just a moment, and more than likely gonna see what's in the flute spot shortly after. Eriror gets his Bombos medallion, so he's gonna start lighting things on fire. Alright, Gary, what you got? Oh, it's just some love.
Ben, go do it's spectacles right over there. It's over that way, not the way you're going.
Yeah, he needs to pop over to that dang cave. See, that's the tough part, too. The only entrance to Paradox that you've got without the mirror access is in Agina's cave. You have to go there to get to it. So it's like,
I mean, unless this dig spot is Fire Rod.
Or flute.
Or a flute.
Nope, it's nothing. That's just disappointment. Although mirror would have been better. Vanilla flute, that'd be great.
Yeah, something that makes just traversal a little bit easier would have been nice there, but... As we're gonna see Eriror do the Spook 'em Batter glitch here with no magic and a mushroom.
Ooh, it's spooky. And he is going to be cursed for all eternity with... lots of money. I'd be okay with that. Curse me with money, please. Let me live in turmoil as long as I roll around in copious amounts of dough.
That was 3 3/4 worth of bananas there.
That's a lot of bananas.
Ben making his way through the other side of Super Bunny Cave. Putting himself out here inside of Palace of Darkness area, which we know is nothing.
Yeah, we got our desert, back of desert entry, but still, no fire rod, no big key to finish. It's kind of difficult to do that. And Eriror is going to be picking up his wonderful Titan's mitts. Ta-da! And a whole heck of a lot has just opened up for him. Let's see where he's going to go from here. Yeah, interesting thing is he can go ahead and actually clear out all but one chest of Ice Palace now. He should be able to go back into Turtle Rock and check out what the one chest to the left of the entrance is. Kind of a long way to get there, but that very well may have our progression.
As Ben finds the backside of Desert Palace. Not too much you can do right now. Head his way back and head toward that pod portal for that cave and find that it is absolutely nothing.
Let's see. I'm looking over the map that we've got here. Eriror is going to be able to do the original Hotel Mario entry. He's going to be able to do hammer pegs. Let's see. Oh, he'll be able to go ahead and check out what the Ice Palace entry is as well. Oh, and we finally got our King's Tomb check here. Let's see if this is going to be something good. Ooh, it's Pod. Okay. That is 100% completable now, I believe. Oh, no, that's Swamp. That he's got the big key. Never mind.
Yep. Unfortunately, no big key for Eriror to clear through, but you do have a lot of chests to check here in Pod.
Yeah, and I figure the Hammer Yump is not going to be a problem for these folks, so they'll be able to go ahead and get everything except for the main boss. So that's, what, 11 checks out of the way? That's not bad.
Yeah, everything but the boss and the big chest should be completable for these guys.
Oh, that's right, just 10 checks then. Curse my memory of a goldfish. And sadly, not having that mirror is going to make it a little bit more painful to kind of traverse a little faster. Having 10 hearts and blue mail means that death warping is not going to be that quick.
That's where you kind of shove yourselves into a couple spikes here, you know. Oh no, what happened? There's spikes that are bouncing back and forth. What am I doing?
Oh, if only I knew how to avoid these easily avoidable death spikes.
But you do have hammer and boots to bonk yourself up, though, so that makes it relatively easier.
Very true. We did find ourselves a big key to Eastern, so we can actually complete that now. And thankfully, Eastern's pretty easy to find, since that's just west of the Sanctuary spawn. Head over to Lost Woods, check out the Thieves entry, and boom, you're good. Ooh, our small key to Swamp. Alright, so, Swamp is full clearable.
Yes, it is. We've already drained the dam for Eriror.
And thankfully for Eriror, he's going to have no problem doing Dark Rooms, so even though Eastern is not yet in Logic, that's definitely not going to be a problem for him. But as you were stating there, Swamp is going to be fully in Logic. Oof, those hard hat beetles just not wanting to play nice.
I like to do that sometimes, because they're jerks.
But they're not birds.
Or murderdactyls.
Birds are jerks.
Eriror choosing not to do the hammer jump here makes sense. If you don't have the big key, no need to kind of check that chest. You're going to be walking over there anyway, and you might take a death warp.
I'm gonna see what's in these other chests first. Hopefully something good. Area having a little bit of trouble actually getting past the little hole here, but does get it, and it's a map to Ice Palace. Huzzah! Ooh, and our now not necessary powder, since we've already fake powdered. But you know what? That's a convenience item, and that's definitely a good thing to have.
As Ben is now catching up on all of the checks that Eriror has already done with those boots.
And now it's time for a good decision for Eriror. Does he do the bomb or the hammer yump and check out the 2 chests? Does he waste the key to check out the 2 chests? Or does he just nope right on out of there?
If I'm checking the 2 chests, I'm bomb jumping. You're deciding at this point, do you use 1 key to check Harmless Hellway, which he has? You push that statue, you go the long way around, and you go ahead and make your bomb jump at this point.
Combination of deep thinking, I'd say, for Eriror's side, or a quick pee break. Or possibly both. Ben is heading back into Turtle Rock. Still doesn't have that big key, so can't progress to that hook shot just yet. But I'm thinking since he's got that cane, he's wanting to go ahead and find out what is past the Chain Chomp room and what the entrance to Turtle Rock is. And that does look like he is going.
Now, unfortunately for Ben, if Eriror had, you know, a bathroom break or a small emergency, which we hope is not the situation, it's going to allow him time to catch up.
Oof, that wonderful Chain Chomp deciding to give him a quick hug.
As Eriror is back.
Always remember to wash your hands, folks. And here we go. He's setting up for that bomb jump. So we are going to find out what's in these 2 chests. Do the yoing! Oh, doesn't quite get it.
Yeah, doing it from the north pathway. A lot of runners are not used to setting it up that way.
Yep, so he's just gonna go around the back.
You were already in the harmless heck way. You may as well have taken the long way anyway.
Yeah, he gets it perfectly. Forgetting pretty quickly that he does not have the big key, but gives the little rate slash just for fun. And here comes BenCreighton giving us the Turtle Rock entry, and it is the Aga Tower entry. That is fantastic information.
Let's see if these doors give you anything, though. Still
Come
looking for a
on.
fire source.
Just
This
need one.
would be logically a place where they could be.
Hoo, hoo, hoo! It pays off in dividends. Oh boy.
Unfortunately, Ben's only going to be able to make 3 checks here. No hook shot, no boots, no fire source.
Let's see if it pays. Come on, buddy.
And without those boots, he can't bonk the torch, so only 2 available chests at this point.
He can still do tile room if he wants.
He could. Except that he doesn't... oh yeah, you don't need a small key for that. You just need the Hurricane switch.
And it looks like he is just going to ignore it, though.
Again, tile room is one of those places that you really don't hope you get, and you put it off until the last check that you do. Again, it's tower, so when it's one of those things that you can access early on, you don't check it.
Now, Eriror is going to have a lot more fun over there since he's got the hookshot, the hammer, and he's got 3 GT small keys. He's going to be able to clear all the left side, and that's probably, I'm going to guess it, I think that's going to be where our power source, our fire source is.
Ben is heading back over to the Eastern Palace area for some reason.
I don't believe he's checked this one little cave over here, unless he's wanting to go ahead and pick up the connector. Yeah, he hasn't checked this last area. Ooh, big key to Ice Palace. Yeah, Ben, we need to just send all the thoughts directly to him. Say, go back to Agina's cave entrance. You need Paradox.
That's one of those things. As you're playing, you forget a connector here or there, or you forget, oh, I have this item that makes me be able to go through a connector. And you're checking how many doors are in this game.
A lot.
And you're making notes, you're trying to do them as best you can, as quickly as you can in a race, and you just find yourself lost a couple times. As he is, yeah, you can't really do too much there. You don't have a big key. You
can't quite go through that door just yet.
As he wants to go check that chest in the roller room, but you can't.
I mean, he really, really wants to.
He wants to. We know he wants to.
At this point, I gotta say, he's more than likely thinking, okay, what did I miss? What did I not check off? Hopefully he recognizes that Paradox, he's only checked one entry of Paradox. And he's still got 2 others.
As we see Eriror going through their swamp palace here. Are we going to get a drowned key and a diver down? Nope. Just gonna go get the key, be safe.
Definitely a good idea to start. It looks like Ben may actually be... Nope. He's heading over this way for some reason.
We've checked Moldorm. We've checked the Ice Rod Cave area.
Yeah, I think he's just basically looping back to see what he forgot.
He's gonna fake flip and check the Hylia Island checks.
Ooh. Fortunately, this is not going to pay off at the moment. He does not have the hammer to get through Spy Cave, but he may check what Ice Palace entrance is. And there it is. Alright, first entrance into Ice Palace. Let's see. It's one of the empty houses. So...
And just to remind you, race fans, as we're checking out Eriror completing Swamp Palace, that we do have races scheduled later today, 6:10 p.m. on the SpeedGaming channel. OP Get Good versus Farame will give us an interview if we win. That's Sir Linkalot versus Korek. We've got Kind of Rando Retired versus It's Mitts at 7:10 p.m. on SpeedGaming 5. We've got Yoshi's on Skis versus Super Salty Dungeoneers on the ALTTPR League at 8:10, and But We're Buddies versus Team We're Bad at Team Names on SpeedGaming 3, also at 8:10 p.m.
And while Eriror was jumping over the left side swamp, he had found the mirror. Ooh, and hey, looks like we're getting that diver down. I love this glitch. Ah, there we go. Looks like Ben is making their way over to the Paradox area, so we should be getting the boots fairly shortly.
My favorite part of the diver down glitch is the partially visible wall that blocks you off from doing the waterfall area, as the game is confused and doesn't realize you clipped yourself through.
It's like, wait, what?
And remember, folks, you can go to the ALTTPR League.com and check out the schedule for future matches as well and see what channel they're on. I do know Wednesday at 5:10 Eastern, there is a rematch between these two teams. It's Thalane versus some bum named Worldwide Wimpy. I think he's bad at this game, though.
Yeah, from what I hear, the dude is just terrible. But hey, we found ourselves the boots over on BenCreighton's side.
And he is probably saying some words we cannot air on television.
That's the real reason we don't have his audio going. Now the race can begin. He can start running all over Hyrule and pick up all the cool stuff. And Eriror now has that extra small key. He can go ahead and check out what is in the second chest.
Now, we do know that the Hyrule Castle key is on pedestal.
Was that Hyrule Castle or Castle Tower?
That was Hyrule Castle key, so you either need to do Aga to get access to the backside of Escape, or you need to do all of the pendant dungeons to get access to the backside of Escape.
Ah, that's right, that's right.
And technically, both would be out of logic because you need a lamp for Aga, you need a lamp to get access through Dark Cross, so really not too worried about checking the backside of Escape just yet.
Who needs lamp?
I love lamp.
Oh man, Ben finding that pod and is going to town. Doesn't have the hammer, but seeing as how the big key is still missing, not going to be affecting him too much. Will be wasting a key to get to the back, though, so that's going to be cat important.
Yeah, needs to head over to that hookshot cave to get the flips, get the hammer. There was also something else there that was important.
Just a little. Oh, and we got our first map check, an hour and 26 minutes in. Eastern is a normal crystal, and Desert is a 5-6. Very nice.
Just unfortunately, Ben's only going to be able to make one check in that hookshot cave, because that hookshot is in Turtle Rock, behind the big key.
Yeah, you kind of need that.
And the other entrance to Turtle Rock is blocked, so... Laser Bridge, I think, wasn't that, like, Meyer,
Laser
right?
Bridge? No, Laser Bridge was the left side desert entrance.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're blocked off from that unless you find a flute and mirror, but mirror is locked behind the boots checks.
And we found our Thieves Town, boy!
Another full clear dungeon here for Eriror.
And pod big key. Alright, so we've got that one out of the way. So as long as we get one more small key to pod, we'll be able to go ahead and clear that up. Yeah, it really looks like those boots were the key to everything. That just lets you go into the right places. Without that, it was just killing you.
Yeah. No amount of checking all of the entrances are going to help you. If you get stuck behind your item logic locked stuff, you're done. You're so far behind, it's hard to catch up.
Oh yeah. Now, here's the fun part. We have two dungeons currently that are pendant dungeons. Misery Mire required the lamp, but Thieves Town doesn't require any type of fire source. What do you think our last pendant dungeon is going to be? And if you say it's something that doesn't require a fire source, I would love you forever.
It doesn't require a fire source, so I'm looking at this logically. It's probably, since Tower of Harry requires a fire source, Skullwoods requires a fire source, Ice Palace requires...
Bombos.
Nothing. Yeah, just bombos. So...
Let's say it's Ice Palace.
Turtle Rock is still in play. because we just need the fire and ice rod. That's also a possibility. But that's
Now-
also technically out of logic unless you find the flute.
Turtle Rock, well, actually, because we ended up finding the mirror, where was our swamp small key? Was that on Laser Bridge?
I think so.
Okay, then yeah, that would mean that the lamp would be required then, because basically that led us to... Laser Bridge was on Aga Tower, and the only other way to get to that area would be to mirror from the pyramid. So yeah, lamp hard-locked swamp. So if that's the case...
Oh, GT had two small, Laser Bridge had two GT small keys, that's right.
Oh, okay, never mind then. So, okay.
It might have been in, Pod that we found that swamp small key.
Oh, yep, I think that was because Ben just got it. Okay, so that means lamp is not... That... Oh man, that's interesting. Okay. So, Turtle Rock. Technically not lamp required at this point because we can access Laser Bridge through mirror.
Yeah, if we find the... Yeah. So if we find ice and fire rod...
So yeah, that would be interesting. However, since Mire is a pendant, and that's still hard-locked lamp requirement.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to think...
Oh, but there's our green pendant. So we'll be able to check that with Sasura la 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 la.
Good old sassy pants. I'm still thinking that Back of Escape has something. Back of Escape has gotta have, like... I want it to be perfect. I want Back of Escape to have Fire Rod, Ice Rod, and the Hyrule Castle small key.
So here's the thing.
Hyrule Tower thing. The lamp!
There's the lamp. We're fully back into logic now. That now puts Tower of Hera into full access, except for the small key and the lamp lock chest, but you could full clear that with that key. That gives you Turtle Rock once you find the ice and fire rod.
Oh, and he's booking it over to Eastern. Very nice. I'm still gonna say that we've got, like, the fire rod or the ice rod in the Back of Escape, so this is gonna be a ped required.
That's extremely possible.
I want it to be so bad.
Because, yeah, your choices are, okay, well, in order to get to Back of Escape, I gotta do Aga or do all the pendants. I've got two of them already, so that will make it a little bit easier for me to go, okay, I'm hoping Hera's a pendant, and then I can go get what I need from the Back of Escape.
And then you just gotta try and think, because they still haven't found the second Castle Tower key. It's very possible that the second Castle Tower key, logically, is locked behind the pedestal. And that'd be awesome!
It is. It already is. The Castle Tower key is on pedestal.
No, the Hyrule Castle, but not Castle Tower.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
It's confusing when you try to, like, talk so much about the same thing, and it's like, wait, which one is which?
Yeah, the castle... Well, at that point, you wouldn't need that Castle Tower key to beat Aga, so that's not a big deal.
Exactly, because you've already unlocked the access by just going through the long path. But yeah, I hope to dear God that pet is required just for that wonderfully trolley satisfaction. Now, Ben is heading back over to this area. The only things that he's got... looks like he's going to go ahead and take the Spiral Cave connector. Let's see, where did this one take him? Oh, yeah, it took him over to the Mire area. So that means he's going to...
yeah, check the caves all through there, because he was a bunny last time, I think.
Although, I think he's already checked the Death Mountain area, because all this is going to do, this is going to pop him over to the Mystery Mire area. He's going to be able to go ahead and take the next connector over to the Dark World Floating Island. So this is only going to give him access to Mystery Mire, really. So he may be just wanting to go ahead and complete Mystery Mire.
Again, makes perfect sense. Still no fire source so to light those torches in case there's an item over there. Oh, what if Ice Rod's over there?
Oh, that'd be excellent.
As we get that pedestal check, sees it's a small key to the castle.
And he's like, nope! Alright, well, this is going to be the interesting thing to see which one of these dungeons is going to be our last pendant. And yep, he's booking it for Misery Mire. He's going for that dungeon clear.
Oh, you know he's got to feel behind with...
Ooh, it is Pod! It's Pod! That's clearable! Well, assuming we find one more small key. But it's almost clearable! Now, here's another interesting part, is that, logically, the game wants you to find all 6 pod small keys before it says, okay, this is what you can do now. So, if we find those 3 pod small keys, that's going to push us towards pedestal. Otherwise, sadly, my dreams are crashed and ruined.
As we see Eriror here, going to be setting up a bomb jump here.
Whoops! Doesn't quite get it. Second try, and he's got it. Alright, and we got ourselves into the back. This is not technically in logic, but again, it's rando. Who cares about logic? Realistically, the only thing that he needs at this point is going to be Fire Rod and Ice Rod, and Ice Rod's really the only thing he's looking for at this point. Because if he can find Fire Rod outside of the logically required places, then he's kosher. Also, I sneezed. What in the world happened to that moth?
Dashing. Dashing happened to the moth.
Good lord. Rest in peace, Mothula. You deserved better. Alright, looks like... yeah, now that he's got his fire source, he's just booking it all over town. He's gonna go ahead and check out the back half of Desert and complete that, so he'll go ahead and get his next crystal. He is... man, he is doing great.
Yeah, those early boots helped a lot moving across this, and that led him perfectly right into logic to get everything he needed to progress the seed. Flips, hammer, all in Hookshot Cave once you got the hookshot from the locked chest behind the TR big key.
Now what's nice is after he finishes this one, he's going to have access to that big bomb. Unfortunately, he won't be able to transport it because he doesn't have the flute. But, say if we get the flute somewhere silly, that may be our next lead of progression. Because this, the 5-6 crystal is a big thing.
Heading through his Misery Mire. Going to be dark rooming it without that lamp.
Not going to be one of the easier dark rooms to go through. It takes a decent amount of time to get used to it, but once you get it down, it is super simple. Especially when you have either the fire shield or the mirror shield, you can just take your time without having to worry about getting killed by these little dudes.
Small key 2, Tower of Hera.
Ooh, well that means we can full clear it.
Once we find it, I don't think we found Hera.
We have not. Only things that we've got so far are just mirror-locked locations and mirror-locked locations.
So I was going to say, we have yet to go check the actual left-hand side at the top of Lightworld Death Mountain, as neither players used the hammer or the mirror to get over there. as Eriror is the only player that has either of those items.
But now that he's got almost all these dungeons he can access out of the way, I think that's going to be the next point. Just basically start checking for more entrances to see where's that fire rod, ice rod, and the few remaining keys he's needing. Now, thankfully, from the looks of things, he's actually kosher on big keys, aside, of course, from Evil's Bane, if he needs to climb the tower. Ah, there you go. And this is good for him. He's going to go ahead and get his left side, the laser bridge entrance of Turtle Rock and GT. So he's going to be able to clear a heck of a lot of good stuff here.
Going right first makes perfect sense. Gonna check these checks.
Oof, and doesn't look like Ben was able to get through and get to Vidi. He just noped right out of there.
Yeah, it's all out of logic anyway without that lamp. So you need to find what you need to do to get access to that logical lamp.
And there is Eriror's last pod small key that he needs, so he is good to finish up that. No problem. If he wants to go ahead and pull Ped, he can do so. And get a worthless small key of Ice Palace over there. Let's see what the next couple of checks are. Small heart piece, and it's a compass. Although Ben, it looks like he's actually going to be going to get his hook shot here shortly. This is going to open up a lot for him.
Nice refill there for Eriror in the fire bars room. And Ben watching this roller, gonna find that hook shot.
Da 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 da.
Now the seat is gonna become wide open for Ben. Unfortunately, it's going to be about 35 minutes too late.
Yeah, it's got to be a lot of stuff he needs to make up for it. However, the good news is that once he gets that mirror and he starts checking out a lot of the mirror lock locations, if he finds that fire rod and ice rod first, all he has to do is just run around town and basically clear dungeons.
Nothing here in Randomizer room, just some hearts and rupee pieces and not too much else. We've got 4 more checks to make over here on what is the hybrid now right-hand side. We've got Bob's chest. We've got 3 chests behind some Ice Armos boys.
And if we happen to be lucky enough to find the Ganon Tower Big Key, we'll have the big chest itself. Now, a fun thing here is we've already seen from Eriror that he can go ahead and do a wonderful bomb jump to get over 2 torches. We can technically do that over on the right-hand side, just past the tile room. So if he wants to check those 4 chests, he can.
Bob was holding a bug-catching net. That is his recreation sport on the weekends. A little-known fact.
And another quick fight out of the way. He's rewarded with Ether.
So that is both Mire and Turtle Rock entrances we can open. We are still looking for Tower of Hera.
The good news is we already know what is in the Misery Mire entry. That's just the other side of Spiral Cave. The one for Turtle Rock, though, that may lead us to something real good.
As Eriror decides, I'm not dealing with anti-fairies or bunny beams. I just want to deal with tiles and wall masters today.
Gonna give us a little dance to avoid those wonderful flying tiles.
Tonight we dance the dance of death. And flying tiles.
Tiles hurt, man. You ever been hit in the face with a tile?
Why do you gotta bring that up, man?
Sorry, I know you still have some trauma.
A butter sword inside of tile room. I'm gonna be melting enemies right now.
Very nice.
Eriror is going to be using the bomb jump strat here to get over to the compass room. A little tricky. But skilled runners are able to complete this relatively easy.
Ben not bothering to do any other checks at the moment, just gonna go ahead and try to get some dungeons out of the way. Gonna pop over and do Eastern here right quick. Meanwhile, Eriror is trying to set up with that annoying bomb jump. It's not terrible, but oh man, it's annoying. And definitely a smart idea to wait for that master hand to get out of the way. Because you do not want to get 1 point out.
You gotta be quick here. Boots coming in handy. You cannot do this without those boots.
And he's got it. Now, sadly, he's not going to find the fire rod here, but he could find the ice rod. So far, it's just a compass. Ooh, and our flute!
The flute was fire rod locked in GT.
Oh man, this game did not want you to have that flute. So thankfully, the flute doesn't actually give us anything, because we've already found our connectors, we've got the mirror. It's just convenience at this point.
Yeah.
So... And good job for Eriror there, making the chance to not take the portal by picking up that little Samari block. And Ben has gotten down his first boss at 1 hour and 45 minutes. Goes to show that boots are everything.
Just want to remind you racing fans that you can follow both of our runners by hitting the command !R. You'll find Twitch links popped up inside of the Twitch chat. Go ahead and click those and click that nice little heart at the very top. You can do the same for your commentary team and your tracker. Just hit !C. You will find links to our Twitch channels as well.
And here we go, Ben finding the Turtle Rock side of things. Not gonna find much with just, yeah, 50 bucks in the big chest, but at least he's got that information right there.
As we see our green guards deciding not to be neon green, more of a nice forest green. As we awaken the magical, majestic, maleficent, magical space duck.
There you go.
You have to say all of his titles, or he comes and haunts you at night.
He'll show up in your closet and make weird googly eyes at you.
And for some reason he honks, and you're like, you're a duck! Geese honk!
There's the hammer. Ben's got one of the 2 items that are excellent in this area, and coming up,
getting those flips.
well, bam! So now he is following suit, and the Desert Palace Big Key is definitely going to help him out with some of the dungeon diving here. Meanwhile, Eriror is going to go ahead and pop over to Ice Palace, finish this up. Should be able to go ahead and full clear it since we've got that big key and at least 1 small key, so it's going to make routing a heck of a lot easier, especially with that wonderful icebreaker. Oh, and as Chad is pointing out, one thing that's just dawned on me, we haven't found a bottle yet.
Yeah, who needs safeties? Who needs them? It's not like Ben only had like 7 hearts 1 hour and 10 minutes in.
Remember, abstinence is good.
Ben is heading right for the Zora portal, going to pick up that small key that he saw on the ledge earlier. Because I don't think the Waterfall Fairy was a super great connector. As Eriror gets his icebreaker clip on the second attempt.
He'll be able to pick up this chest here since he's got that wonderful hammer.
You know what would suck if that was Fire Rod?
Oh my god! I want somebody to clip that, please.
That's the second thing I called, right?
Yep. Oh boy.
So we're officially Ice Rod from Go Mode.
So now we get to play the wonderful game of where is that dang ice rod? I think there's a song about that.
You know what would suck if Ice Rod was inside of Iced Tea?
Oh no, that would be terrible for Ben. This has just been absolutely an evil, evil seed.
It's a Dark Palace key, okay.
Hey, 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 that's one more pod small key away from logically full clearing it.
Interesting here, Eriror's deciding to take this way back and through. Most runners would just go ahead and clip on through and do it from the other side, but no need to.
He's cleared everything else, so.
He also didn't hit the switch, so he had to take a long way anyway.
Oh, that's right, that's right. Thankfully, though, Canis Maria makes that a whole heck of a lot easier. Trying to quick swap over to the hammer and just gives up. I don't blame you. It takes a lot of practice to get that quick swap menu down.
As we're gonna get a nice buttery cold stare fight. This should be nice and easy. Nice little dash strats.
And it's gone.
And just some bombs. So we're on an ice rod hunt, but we can do Palace of Darkness. We've got Tower of Hera access. Lots of things that Eriror can do before we really have to worry about that.
Yeah, I'd say the safer play right now would be to hunt down that Tower of Hera. Seeing as how that's the second to last crystal, you want to find it. You want to find it and get it done ASAP. Then, if you don't find the Ice Rod, that's when you start with the crazy Galaxy Brain plays of finishing the last pendant dungeon, pulling that Hyrule Castle key, and then going through the normal route to the back of Escape.
So I think the first thing I called was a pair of gloves, right? I think that was what I called.
Yep, you called a pair of gloves right as we were talking about it.
So we find a Mimic Cave. And someone was kind enough to clip that for us.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So,
Hera... save that.
Hera could be in Cave 45 for all we know. Or in this connector.
Here is another wonderful thing that you will only see in Cross Keys. And that is why.
Now, I do believe both runners checked to see what the prize was on Race Game.
Yeah, nothing too exciting. Quick diver down over on Ben's side. That's one that you don't see too often. It's a nifty thing that you just basically, well, flood the area, jump down, grab the key. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it saves you all about maybe 12 seconds in screen transitions, but, 12 seconds, if you're feeling behind, is makeup time.
Oh yeah, that stuff adds up. pretty dang quick.
Much like those boots did for Eriror.
And
He's
Ben,
next door. He's next door. The smith is next door. Eriror.
almost. And Ben finding his mirror is gonna feel a whole hell of a lot better now.
We know the smith doesn't really have too much for us. We know Chester doesn't have too much for us. But we are going to get maybe a Bombos tablet check for that ice rod.
Ooh, yes, we still need to find that there. Now, another fun thing that we could see, especially since it's in the area, now that he's got the mirror, we could also see the Light World bumper ledge check. The only way you're going to get there is if A, gives you a connector right then and there, or B, you got the mirror. And since we found it super early and it gave us the boots, that's kind of be sitting at the back of everyone's mind of, ain't gonna get put time with that. Oh, that's the potion shop! Finally got our potion shop. And a little bit of love. Let's see where we go to next. Didn't look like we saved that portal, so I'm not going to be able to check that Bombos tablet. Ooh, but he's going to head over to Paradox. Yep, I think we're going to get some of our mirror checks. I think he's heading over to Mimic Cave now. Gonna just check out the Spiral Cave entrance afterwards. And yep, that is the case. Meanwhile, Ben is going to town on that wonderful puffball. Ooh, we found the C-shaped house. Just some love, unfortunately. But now it's time to zip on back, mosey along the bridge, and then head back to the other. This will go ahead and give us the next area to look for. Ooh, this is gonna be Meyer Shed. Come on, we got 2 checks. Please be the ice rod. Our first bottle. And a Thieves Town small key. Ooh. Alright, that is not something you want to see this late in the game.
I am digging deep into my Nostradamus brain to predict where the ice rod is going to be.
Back of escape. I'm still saying it.
That would not be fun.
Not fun for the runners, but definitely fun for us.
Yes, John, by my Nostradamus brain.
Nostradamus. Just imagining just like a gigantic nose.
As
Feeling all
Eriror
philosophical.
Eriror here entering into the Mire area. Don't know why. We kind of know what everything is, unless he's
Checkerboard!
to checkerboard, and maybe this will be Tower of Hera.
Come on, Tower Hera, Tower Hera! Yo.
So, we're running out of, like, doors.
Yep, we
Hera,
still got...
Hera might be just Hera.
That's true. Let's see, we've got the Cave 45 entrance. We've got Tower of Hera. We've got... I always forget what it's called, but the Light World Laser Bridge area. We've got the top of Paradox Cave and Turtle Rock. So a bunch of stuff that we've got to check. It's just really weird one-off locations. Oh, and Graveyard Ledge. We still have not checked Graveyard Ledge. So basically, everything that's still mirror-locked. Ooh, but now that he's got the flute, he's gonna check the pyramid crack! It is time!
Oh, wonderful lady who lives next to Ganon's house. What do you have for us today?
We'll probably find out in about 50 to 60 seconds. Oh, lady!
Oh, magical lady!
Oh god, can you imagine?
I'm gonna name my next scene character Jerry Lewis, just in memorial.
Oh, you know you're old, or getting old, when you realize most of the people listening don't get that reference.
See what it is? It is a fairy fountain. It wasn't one lady, it was 4 small ladies.
Ho ho ho! But Ben pays off big time with his mirror check. He finds Tower of Hera in the Cave 45 area. Hoo boy.
Well, I called Hera being K45. I said, hey, you know, it's right there.
Yep.
Unfortunately for Ben, no small key to check what's in the basement to go along with no fire source, but we're gonna see a Hera pot here.
And Eriror is finally checking over the right side of Turtle Rock entrance, so we're gonna see if either one of these two are gonna be the ice rod that we're looking for.
And Ben is at the top of Hera.
That was a really good Hera pod, I gotta say.
There's Quake and a small key to Dark Palace.
Yes, you know what that means. We're 100% in logic to get that pedestal.
We'll see if Ben finds the ice rod here in Hera.
Nah, just more small keys and disappointment.
That was a small key to Mire. And we have yet to do the firelock stuff in Mire.
Nope.
And here's the thing. Ben is behind, but it's not because Ben has played poorly. It's simply because sometimes in entrance randomizer, you forget something. And the other player does it super early, and they just get right ahead.
Cross keys is the great equalizer. There really is no logic to routing. There really is no definitive, if you find blank, go blank. It is just go to where you think is correct.
As we have a hut of chickens above the graveyard ledge, and we find another tunic, a fancy hat for protection.
Alright, so that means we've got ourselves almost every check out of the way. We've got our Tower of Hera done, but unfortunately nothing found for our ice rod. So we're still hunting, looking for that. Eriror is going to go ahead and finish up the pod area. We've got 3 more items to check in here. I'm wondering if... You think he's going to go all the way and actually pull Pet afterwards?
Maybe. As there's not much left. There's the Firelock chest in Hera. There's the Hammerlock chest in Thieves Town. There's the Firelock chests in Mystery Mire. And that's kind of it. You really don't have too much left to kind of go over. Anything else you find with progression, you've already probably checked.
Yep. Now, I want to point out real quick that Ben is back in Ice Palace. He's going to find his fire rod, and he hasn't gotten a lamp off of the green pendant. If, this is a big if the pendants are not required, if ice rod is not in the back of Escape, and Ben ends up finding that ice rod first, he very well may have a leg up in this race, because he will be in go mode.
Yeah, and he knows how to dark room through Turtle Rock. He doesn't need to, since he knows where that other entrance is. they'll have access to it.
It's going to be real quick and real close.
Though I would venture to guess that Ben is going to, after clearing out as many crystals as he can, head into Ganon's tower to see what might be in there. Because we still haven't found the Ganon Tower key, and we kind of need it.
So that's right. It just dawned on me. Even though we're on fast Ganon, Ganon is vanilla, and that hole is not there. So we need to get that hole. So yeah, wow, we're still missing the GT Big Key. I think this is like the first cross keys that I've ever seen where GT is actually necessary.
All the cross keys I've done is GT, Ganon was in Pyramid, and then Ganon was Aga locked. And you wonder why I hate this setting.
Such a great setting.
As Ben's going to be doing his iced tea, going to be finding, I think it was a small key there.
Yeah, I think it was a pod small key.
We know pod is a pendant. Ben doesn't know that at the moment. So yeah, we've got 2 items to go mode, the GT Big Key and Ice Rod. We've got 3 checks in the back of Sanctuary once you pull PED to get that small key.
I'm kind of wondering where the GT Big Key would be at this point, because we full cleared the basement.
And small key to Misery Mire. We've got dungeon checks still to make.
Well, that's true. We still need to go ahead and finish up the fire-locked portion of Tower of Hera. We still need to go ahead and do all of the orphan checks for every other dungeon imaginable.
Yeah, we've got the Tower of Hera basement, we've got Thieves Town Hammerlock Big Chest, we've got the left-hand side of Misery Mire. Otherwise, we've seen everything else in dungeons.
Oh, yeah, Chad is pointing out we haven't seen a mushroom turn in yet, so that very well could be what we're looking for. We're about to see a Sick Kid check.
Ah, map. So surprisingly, Ben is still in this race, depending upon what's in the back of Escape. The back of Escape has our GT Big Key and Ice Rod. It's fait a complete game over. Mm-hmm. But if they're somewhere else and are locked in a dungeon that you're gonna have to re-dip, Ben has a chance.
Really just comes down to luck. But hey, get your pet hype in chat. We're pulling a ped. And he's off to Hyrule Castle. Da-da-da. Now, I hope he doesn't forget where Hyrule Castle is. Oh, good. He's going to turn in his mushroom first.
Now, this seed itself was super interesting because you had 2 ways of getting to the backside of Escape. If you went and did Aga, you could have bonked rocks or bonked into the tree there and entered it. You know, at the start of the seed, that would have been the fastest way to get access to it. But, you know, once you clear 2 pendants and your lamp is on green pendant, at this point you just put it off and say, well, I'll get the other one. As we're going to get a Tower of Hera check, we're going to get a tablet check as well.
That's good. I can go ahead and finish off this map. I've still got a couple of things I need to finish. I believe we've already seen Ether, and it wasn't anything important.
Okay. As he's going over into Turtle Rock entrance, looking for Hera. We know where Hera's at. It's in K45. Yep. And the longer Eriror searches, the more time Ben can make up.
I'm also trying to think. I believe we found virtually all of the entrances that led to chests.
Yeah, I want to say 99% yes.
Because we've done the brewery, we've done the C-shaped house. Oh,
Except for
no!
this, Ice Rod Cave.
I was gonna say, this is the only one we haven't seen so far.
Spelky 2, Castle Tower.
Oh, no! Okay, so sadly that kind of puts the pet out of logic in a sense, because you could go ahead and complete AGA 1 to get to the back of Escape. So I'm thinking back of Escape may not have it now. I'd still like to see him try it, though.
As Mothula, the kaiju, gives Ben a little bit of a hard time staying up in the right-hand side corner, but Ben able to take him down relatively quickly.
Looks like he is going to do it, though. He's heading to the back of Escape.
Again, 3 checks you haven't made yet. Normally, a Sphere 1/2 check you could do once you get gloves or a lamp with the small key. Today, we're doing it 2 hours and 12 minutes in about.
Yeah. The glory of cross keys.
As Ben is heading over to do the backside of Desert. He is going to be caught up with crystals right quick. He just needs to find that GT Big Key and that Ice Rod.
Very true, yeah. He's going to be pairing up pretty shortly. And that's funny, too, because once Ben finds that ether, he could go ahead and do AGA 1 instead of having to do the other dungeons. If Ice Rod happens to be back here, of course. But we're about to find out. We've got 3 checks. Let's see if one of them's Ice Rod. First up, Heart Container. Second, Bombs. Third, the Ice Rod!
We're still on a GT Big Key hunt, though.
Oh, my dream has come true, though. I am so happy. You either had to do PED or you had to do AGA 1 to get to the Ice Rod. It's so beautiful.
As it looks like Eriror is heading right to Tower of Hera with K45. He'll have one advantage. He's going to be able to do the fire-locked chest in the basement. If that is GT Big Key, we have ourselves a go mode. As Ben blazing through Lambos. Oh, looks like he got 2 fire rod hits. Sometimes, for whatever reason, you can hit that Lamola, that last Lamola, 3 times, and it will still not die.
It'll be like, nope.
As Eriror here electing to complete the top of Hera first makes perfect sense. If you find your GT Big Key here, you're good to go. The question is, does Eriror realize he needs to do GT?
Well, seeing as how he only has one more drop down and he hasn't found Ganon, I'm going to assume yes. But you know what they say about assuming.
Yeah. And you're playing cross keys, you can forget a lot. That's what assuming does to you. You know, you could forget a Paradox Cave entrance, or you could forget, oh, right, I've got this stuff to do. As it looks like Ben's going to be checking out the Fire Rod lock stuff in Turtle Rock, looking for that Ice Rod.
We'll be happy to find that Ether Medallion, which I hope leads him over to Turtle Rock, which then pushes him over to Aga Tower, because that will give him access to the back of Escape, and set him up nice and pretty to be right on Ben's tail.
Yeah, if for whatever reason Eriror does not find GT Big Key quick, that's going to allow Ben to catch up. The problem is that Ben is then going to have his own GT Big Key hunt. So at that point, you're just going to have to hope you get lucky.
So do you feel lucky?
I don't know. I have been the nostril dominus here. I'm going to guess that GT Big Key is left side of Meyer.
Ooh, I would say Thieves down Big Chest.
Both terrible places for a big key.
Oh yes. Yes indeed.
As we get a coffee break here from Eriror, checking the basement of Hera.
And there's Quake. Oh, that's right, it was Quake in here, not Ether. Where was Ether Medallion?
I think it was in,
Was that in Pod? No.
No, I think it was in, I think it was DP Big Chest.
Oh, no, it was in GT.
Oh, that's right, it's in GT, which Ben has full access to.
And it looks like he's heading there right now. Come on, do it. Do it. Go to GT. There you go.
Yeah, this seems super interesting, as we're going to get a Bombos tablet check here from Eriror, begging for that big key for Ganon's Tower. It's the only big key we have yet to find. It's just bombs.
That's a big oof. Yeah, very, very unlikely chance that whenever you play across keys, your last go mode item would be the GT Big Key. Because at this point, it's something you found like 10, 15 minutes into the game.
The Castle Tower's second key is in the Chicken Hut. No, it was
It was Ice Rod Cave, which was
Ice Rod
behind
Cave.
Turtle Rock entrance.
That's right. I knew it was behind Turtle Rock entrance. I just couldn't remember what single check it was. As we're going to get a Trinex fight here from Eriror. He's going to have all the crystals, all the pendants, all the dungeons, except for Aga 1. Hoping for a GT Big Key here. If it's not, boys, we're going to have a GT Big Key hunt.
And unfortunately, we won't be able to play the game because it's kind of difficult to do that in Key Sanity. But we'll just have a fun guess of how many checks left.
Nice butter sword fight on the Trinex Onyx here. We've got ourselves a piece of heart. We're dungeon dipping, boys and girls, and whatever
Whatever
you want to call yourself. Well, I don't mean that in a negative way.
But man, oh man, this is gonna be nuts. It's alright, we'll play a pseudo-guessing game from here. Guess how many checks. We haven't not been keeping track of how many we've already checked, but let's just go with 1, which is the next check, to, like, say, 20.
Right now, our go mode is the big key for Ganon's Tower. Ben is missing Ice Rod, which is in the back of Escape, which you either need to pull Ped for or defeat Aga 1.
Ooh, and here comes the most annoying check in the game. Light World Bumper Ledge. Oh, that's right, we never found a Gina's Cave! We've got the old man! Come on, GT Big Key. GT Big Key. Come on.
We did get a pyramid check. It was a piece of heart.
Oh, nothing. Yeah, I think it's gonna be in the dungeon. I mean, I think there's one more entrance that we haven't checked, and that's at the backside of the old man spawn. And you have to mirror. It's the Light World laser bridge.
Yes, and we also haven't checked Mimic Cave.
No, we did check Mimic Cave earlier. That's the... Oh, what was that? That was the Sea-shaped house? It was... No. That was Meyer Shed. That's what it was. It was an item thingy. But yes, I've got my map open. You know what's funny is that there's actually two entrances left. There's the Light World laser bridge, and then there's Ganon's tower. The entrance, not the actual place.
So what we haven't checked in dungeons is we have Thieves Town Big Chest. We have the fire-locked chests in Misery Mire. And that's it. Everything else in every other dungeon has been checked. Even the dark room in Aga 1 has been checked.
Oh, no. Oh, wait, that was the area. Never mind. Thought that was Ben missing Turtle Rock. That's one of the only problems when it comes to cross keys. It's just, it lasts so long that you're like, oh, wait. Never mind, we're good.
We have checked the Eastern Palace Big Chest. The only things in dungeons we do not know is Thieves Town, Big Chest, and Misery Mire, fire-locked left-hand side.
And thankfully, the GT Big Key cannot be locked in its own chest, so we don't have to worry about that. Oh, here we go! He's gonna check the last entrance. Alright, now we got a full map cleared. Let's see what it is. Oh, wait, it was Thieves Town, that's right!
Yeah.
Excellent!
So he's gonna go check that big chest in Thieves Town. If it's not here, he's got the 2 checks in Mire to make. From there, I don't think we've got anything else to do.
No, I think that's it, actually. Yeah, because we cleared Turtle Rock, we cleared Ice Palace, cleared Skull Woods.
We turned in Mushroom.
Now. Oh, we haven't checked it, though. We turned it in, but we did not check what it was.
Oh, that's right. Eriror decided to skip that.
And since that's in Hammer Pegs, he's going to have to go over to Kakariko to check it.
So we're looking at a possible last location for GT Big Key. And still only 1 bottle in this seed. We've got 3 bottles in the pool.
Oh my gosh, it wasn't Thieves Town. Oh my goodness. This has just been absolutely bonkers. Thankfully, Thieves Town and Misery Mire are right next to each other, so at least we can go in and check to see, you know, which one's got it. Nope, not that one. Let's go to the next. Looks like Ben is going to be turning in that mushroom. Oh goodness, this would be just a hoot and a half if that turned out to be the one. Oh, that's 10 arrows for Eriror.
Alright, we've got the vanilla big key chest here through the cutscene.
And in about 20 seconds, we'll find out if this is the key. And survey says...
Another bottle!
Oh god, I think that just leaves mushroom turn in.
Yep.
Goodness gracious. Oh.
Oh, and
No, Tower of Hera was Cape, yeah, so... I'm thinking... Yeah, it's gotta be mushroom turn in. I think that's the last thing.
yeah, we've seen Spike Cavern, we've seen everything else. It has to be mushroom, I think.
Yep. We're coming down to it. He's going into Skull Woods for some reason here. Oh, he didn't get the big key to Skull Woods when he was in here. That's the one he's missing. He's missing the big chest.
Yeah.
We already know it's not the case, unfortunately.
I don't think Ben checked it, though.
Ben did check it, yeah.
Okay.
Unless I'm thinking of a different race. Nope, it was the same. Ben taking the Misery Meyer being the one, so yeah, he's going in for that Firelock side.
Well, he's gonna find his first bottle there.
That's a plus, at least. That is going to put him in that direction. He can go to the Sick Kid, which is in the Dark Fortune Teller, and then head over to the Mushroom. Or the Potion Shop, I should say. Alright, I think this is the last location. Quite literally last location. So, let's see if that is. Survey says...
GT Big Key!
Good Lord Almighty. So at 2:26 and in loose change, Eriror is in go mode, ready to climb that tower.
So, there's going to be a bobbler or two up on the climb. I'm sure Eriror is more than skilled enough to do this with 17 plus hearts, but does he get more safeties?
I mean, for all he knows, the cape is gonna be somewhere up here. If he really wants that cape, he still hasn't 100%ed everything yet.
He saw the cape in Tower of Hera and passed it up. That was
he did?
Yeah, that was in the first check of Tower of Hera.
Okay, so yeah, we can at least say he did a pseudo 100% inventory.
I mean, we are still missing 2 hearts, so...
Oh, that's true, yeah. So, like, either 1 heart container and a heart piece, or a few heart pieces in a heart container, or a buttload of heart pieces. Alright, but since we've already done the big key guessing game, and that was kind of botched, let's do another fun game here. In this entire fun world of Randomizer, there are 216 items altogether. And for those that haven't been watching us from the beginning, our poor fellows here have been checking quite literally every single location they can, passing up only the ones they absolutely know are useless. So stuff like Floating Island, Lake Hylia, stuff like that. So if you guys want to have some fun and guess, what do you think Eriror's end count will be for his items? I'm gonna say 182 182.
I was going with 183. Because there's already -6 here on the tower climb. We didn't get Lake Hylia Island. I know there was some other stuff the guys skipped. Yeah. Above 200 is hard to reach. I've gotten full 100% inventory and had below 190 in checks.
To be fair, though, a lot of situations like that, it's mainly stuff like not cross keys mode or non-key sanity, so you know the stuff you're skipping are maps and compasses, so that takes a lot out of it. But seeing as how we've gotten almost every single map and every single compass, realistically, he's probably going to be closer to a 196. I just like to lowball it just for fun.
As he is going to be skipping these checks, he's got enough keys to go ahead and press through to Moldorm 2. As we watch Ben finish up Misery Mire here, I just want to remind everyone that we do have matches coming up later this evening at 6:10 p.m. Eastern Time on the SpeedGaming channel. We have a matchup between Sir Link Alot versus Horek. We have at 7:10 Eastern Frame versus Cadenza on SpeedGaming 5. We have 2 matches at 8:10 Eastern, one on the ALTTPR League, the other on SpeedGaming 3. We've got Shralty versus Siberian Bull 9, and Locke versus Synak.
Now it's time for some wonderful agonometry.
Ninja, what if Ganon isn't in the pyramid and we forgot a location?
We just kind of forgot to check something? Oh god, that'd be hilarious. I'm fairly certain we're not that dumb, but it's okay. Oh, thank god.
As Ganon is angry, his minions made us do all dungeons, basically full clear this game, wanting to be as difficult as possible.
And just to clarify, I was incorrect earlier in the seed when I was stating that this was a defeat Ganon. This is actually a fast Ganon, so you didn't have to defeat GT to actually kill Ganon, but they never give you the whole, so yeah, you still had to do it. Yay, Rando. And don't blink or else you're going to miss it here. With Butter and Silvers, this is going to be a fantastically fast Phase 4. Ooh, triple? Triple? Triple! And slap them GG's in chat for Mr. Eriror, who is going to be finishing up here as soon as he crosses this dangerous bridge of doom.
As Eriror finishes this cross keys race with an SRL official time of 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 53 seconds. GG's to Eriror. GG's to Ben as he puts in the forfeit as soon as he sees the dot done over in the SRL. Ben really not that far behind from what he was doing. As we'll look to see if we can get both runners in here for a quick interview. This seed, actually, as a whole, not too bad. The ice rod being locked behind a pendant or aga is not very fun, but, you know, if you were able to route this okay and get a little lucky, you're able to find everything you were able to need to do to clear this seed out relatively quickly. As we have Eriror joining us right now. First question, aga 1 or all pendants? Which one do you prefer?
Probably all pendants, because at least you then also full clear every single dungeon, which makes you a lot more efficient than having to spend 3 minutes on aga.
So yeah, Ice Rod locked in the backside of Escape, which was locked behind the pedestal or aga 1 since it was in Lumberjack. Outside of that, the seed wasn't too terrible, right?
I mean, it was pretty long-winded. It was not too bad, but I don't know. I'm not like the most experienced at cross keys, so I'm not really sure what was good and what wasn't. But I guess I can't complain too much.
As we have Ben ready to join us for his part of the interview, as well as I can get both of you in here. Outside of that, the last location for the GT Big Key, I think that was literally the last place you could find it at, on the Potion Witches. How stressed were you last locating that GT Big Key and thinking you may be behind?
I wasn't sure if I were behind or not. I was pretty efficient in what I did. I had some sloppiness all over the place, but it wasn't too bad. I just didn't want to go back to Potion Shop because I really should have turned in the mushroom when I first got it, because I think I already had food at that point. Not really sure. At least I had the option to do it before I found Potion Shop. So it was just this dreaded feeling, and when I realized I had both Potion Shop and Shovel, it was like, okay, fine, I'll combine those. So it wasn't actually last location for me. I still had the Shovel spot left as well, but it was getting there. So I'm not really sure if it was worth it doing all the stuff that I unlocked really deep, or rather do the stuff that I could have done earlier first.
As we have Ben joining us for the interview right now. Ben, your biggest hard spot in this seed was not checking the Paradox Cave entrance at the top, which led to Boots, which just completely opened up the seed. That put you far behind, but to your credit, you were able to make up a whole bunch of time just clearing out crystal dungeons. How were you feeling once you did find those pair of boots?
To be honest, usually when you're racing, you're trying to think, okay, what did my opponent do? Am I ahead or behind? With cross keys, I have so little experience with it. I'm just happy if I can finish a seed. I made the conscious decision not to waste a bunch of brain power wondering what Eriror did. Just try to run the best seed that I can. So I just kind of shrugged and said, okay, maybe he made mistakes too. It'll be fine. Let's go.
So you were actually coming pretty close to full clearing this seed. The ice rod was in the back of Escape, which means there were two ways that you could go get that ice rod, either by clearing all of the pendant dungeons and pulling Ped, or clearing out aga 1. Now, you didn't happen to find the lamp which was on the green pendant, so you probably more than likely would have been clearing out pendant dungeons anyway. But it looks like you were about to head over to open up Turtle Rock, which had the Ice Rod Cave, which had the second key to Castle Tower. So this whole seed had a really weird logic to it, where you had two ways to access the same item and two different ways of going about it. Just going with the seed, how difficult was it to decide what dark rooms you were going to do and which ones you weren't?
I lucked into the old man cave in the first dark cave that I've found, and that's pretty much the only one that I'll attempt, just because it's so useful. And the others, like I say, cross key is not my best thing. So shrug, whatever.
How about for yourself, Eriror?
I don't probably do any dark room aside from deep aga tower. like I found Mr. Mario relatively early, and even though I didn't have like any fire source, I thought I would just clear it as much as possible and try Vidi. Luckily, we had silvers really early, so that made like silvers and tempered, so that made going for bosses like not as scary as it should be.
Now going forward in the league, it looks as though Error 216 has a pretty good hold on a playoff spot. Is there really anything you're looking forward to playing in the future, or anyone that you're looking forward to playing in the future, Eriror?
We're going against number 2 team next week in the spoiler log race, and that should be a really good one. Flane and I have been practicing a little bit, and I think we got a pretty good grasp on what the average seed is going to look like. So it should be a really good race.
And how about for yourself, Ben? What kind of setting are you looking forward to close out the rest of the season?
Spoiler log should be interesting. That's something that I have even less experience with than cross keys, so we're going to be kind of figuring that one out as we go. we did one practice run, and we should probably do another, but
yeah, we probably should do another. Speaking of, the rematch between these two teams is coming up on Wednesday at 5:10 Eastern. No channel yet scheduled for the restream. Just check out ALTTPRleague.com/schedule to see when that's coming up. If you would, go ahead and give us a small scouting report on your teammates and what we might be able to see come Wednesday.
Flame is just like super good overall, so I think he'll be pretty confident. As long as he doesn't mismark something, it happens once in a while, but we should be good.
yeah, I forget who's running that one. I just hope he checks light side.
Old Ben's Cave? Yeah, I think that's going to be a good check for him to make.
Should be good, yeah. Get that, just about right away. I mean, it's right there. As soon as you get a bomb, just blow it open. See what's up with it.
Yeah. And who's still got the points on the team? Ben, you got to get points! We need points!
Gotta get them points.
Well, thank you very much for joining us for the post-race interview. GG to both of you, and good luck in the future, Eriror and Ben, in your races.
Yo, thanks so much for the race, and good luck on the rest of the season, dude.
Yep, GG.
Remember, we do have more races for you coming up later this evening at 6:10 p.m. Eastern on the Speed Gaming Network. We have a very good race between OP Good and Farame. We'll give an interview if we win. We also have stuff starting at 7:10 and 8:10 Eastern across Speed Gaming and the ALTTPR Race League. I want to thank my co-host for this lovely seed, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, our tracker, Dark Diplomat, for myself, Worldwide Wimpy. Remember, you can hit that !R or !C to follow your racer, tracker, and commentating teams. You guys have yourself a good rest of your evening.